Okay, so I'm having a test. So test. Okay, so we're going to create a fresh, so this is just to show you how to proceed with your lab. So my first thing to do is to insert my resistors values here, R3. I'll be using Harvir's results because everything looks fine here. So his resistors are here. So this is his R1. I really like how he did it, but I want to show you how I would do it. It's not better, it's not worse. This is his R2. Okay, so these are in kilo ohms, right? So kilo ohms. Be better to have the symbol, but I'm going quick here. Right? It's really important to keep your units as you're going. Okay, so this is what he measured, right? So I'm looking okay. I'm not going to pause it. It's looking okay. Okay. Right. So for circuit 1, right? So we have maybe I'll just slide that down. Right. So we're going to put I first here, then V here. Now, how did he measure his things? Are they in milliamps and volts are in volts? Okay. So we're going to put V in bracket, and here milliamps. Okay. Get rid of this row. Okay. So his R1, R2, R3 values. So his current, so it's in series, right? So they're all the same. So his current was this. So I copy that. So I'm going to, it's the same structure that I would use as what he's doing here, right? Now this current is the same, so I'll just drag it, right? Easy enough. And then, but his V's are different because he measured, actually I'll copy all of them together, right? So this is all good. That should copy, nice. Now here, what we'll have is we'll put R measured, right? So this is where it gets like a bit complicated, okay, in terms of like what does that mean. So we're just going to call it measured, and these here are his theoretical values. Okay. Now, so I'm making this to show how to make the math, right? So I'm just going to do the first circuit. Actually, I'll need the two other ones because I'm doing I want to show the graphs as well. Okay, so for the first one, I hit enter. And how do I get R from Ohm's law? Well, it's V, right? So I just click on it, divide, backslash, by my current, and I hit enter, right? And so already you can see, right, 0.995, how close he's getting, right? Right? So now this formula, I just drag it down, and it should read the other rows correctly. And so look, just to confirm, like his 14.82. It's really well done. 469, 463. It's really good. How do I get my error percentage? Error percentage. So my formula is absolute of what? Of my theoretical, right? So notice I'll click here, right, on my value, minus my measured, divide by my theoretical. So the trick is that essentially you always put your theoretical at the bottom. Divide by theoretical. So this is absolute of that, good, and then times 100, right? So this gives me a percentage of error, right? And if I drag, so to see which cells, double click on it and it highlights, right? So this one moved, right? So notice what I'm, Google in Excel, I could click on this one and just move it. On Sheet, it doesn't allow me. So I'm going to have to change this one to A2. Then this one to A2 as well. Okay, so that should work. So now why am, oh no, it's B, right? It's B, shoot. Right, B2 here. And here, B2. Okay, so notice how I'm getting a very nice, let's see if I can drag that. Will it recognize that it needs to move this way? Okay, so it's, so now it's C2, right? And then the bottom would be C2. Okay, enter. Right, so this one got really close. Right, so it's a very small percent. Like it's yeah, it's very close. So it's very good. All right. So I would do the same for the two other circuits. Circuit 2. Right. So I'll just actually copy this. Call that 2. And copy here. Call that 3. That's not what I meant. 3. Right, so now go back to his values. I'll just cheat. Just he says he got 999 here. I'm going to trust that. That's unlikely, but maybe it's true. Okay. So that's his circuit 2. So that should work. Very good. Now, if I am lucky, this should extend and work. So see, it worked for these two here. Right? And it does work again, right? You see that? Right? So if I double click, it used, so this is the beauty of using the drag, right? Like it saves you a lot of time. Right? So now let's see what it did here. Right. So this is, I know why it's not. Oh, no, that is okay. So this is here, this is A2. Bottom here is A2. Is this working? Right? You see that? I'm comparing these two, right? So that works. Okay, now this one. So this is going to be the same problem. So this is B2. B2. Right? And now this one is still wrong. So this is C2. right? So he's getting very good results. Let's just see if he's doing it correctly. 1.21. And you see I'm getting the same results, right? It's right here, right? So that's how I would do it personally. Okay, let's just go for his third because I need the 3. Copy, and I'll paste here. I did a boo-boo earlier. Okay, and then let's just expand his math, right? Because we're lazy. Yeah. This. So these look good, not these. So this is here A2. This is A2. Same for here. So now it'll be C, B, B2, right? Because it's R2. So B2. This is B2. Okay. And this one's C2. 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 Okay. Look at his beautiful percentages. That's very good measurements. It really is impressive. Okay, and I saw him, he redid his measurements to make sure. I'm just going to confirm I'm still recording correctly. Everything looks okay. All right. Okay. So this is good stuff. Okay, so to make an average, to make a calculation of his averages of all his values, so it would be those here, right? These all the way to here, right? So I would put that number in my conclusion, right? So average error percentage, it's, so notice you always start a formula by saying equal, right? And so we'll do an average. So look at that. It can actually, oh, that's very good. It actually has the function average. Is it AVG for short? Rank, average rank? No. So you have to type average. Ooh. And then click. Oh, I like that. I like that. So this is why you ought to like Google Sheet and Excel. So any spreadsheet, because it can do a lot of math really quickly for you. Okay. So that's very good. Okay, so now my next challenge is to graph those, right? So to graph R1, right, with this R1. So you see this? Oh, you see this R1 with this R1 with this R1. Okay, so we're going to have to be a bit creative for this. I don't use that every day. Where's the graph? Insert chart. Okay, so here. Come on, slow computer. Whew. Okay, so I'll make it a bit smaller because I want it to fit. Okay, so I'll put it here. I really don't want it that big. Okay, so it's going to be a bit small. Okay, so what are my values? Okay, so my data range, right? That's because right now it's all disconnected, right? Oh, I have an idea. So what we'll do is we'll recopy our values here, right? So I'm doing R1 right now, right? So I'm going to recopy my I's and my V's here, right? So I'm going to cheat. So I'm going to go equals and then click on the cell, right? Enter. What's my V? Equals, click on this, right? Now that's my R1, right? Maybe I should write that. Okay, that's my next R1. That's my next R1. Okay, my next R1. Then I'm just going to copy them, right? So I'm going to, it's not really cheating, but it's just to get it done. Equals, that's my B. Oh, please. Okay, so you have to watch, right, when you're doing this. So that was my first one. So my first, this one. Okay, enter. Okay, there. Equals, that's this one. That's my current. Enter. Okay, done. This one equals, that's this. Enter. And this one equals to this one. There's probably a neater way to do this, but I'm trying to get this done. Okay, so this is wrong. So let's restart. Select now your set of three coordinates, right? These are 3 coordinates, right? And then chart that. Oh, maybe I would want, right? Undo. Maybe I should organize them so that they are in the right sequence, actually. So I'll do this. So these two, right? It's my I's that need to grow. So cut, paste, cut, paste. Right? So look at my I's, they're growing, right? 0.419, and then this one is as well. So because if it's not that way, the graph it won't work. Chart. Look at that, right? So it works. It works right away. Look at that. Okay, so that's basically how I would do this. So now I'm just thinking, am I missing anything? Well, you could enter all of those V versus I values in one graph, but keep it simple. So I wouldn't do that. So see what happens. This is Ohm's law in action here, right? So let's try to actually zoom into this thing. Can I? This is really nice. Okay, yeah, that works really well. Series legend. I mean, you could get fancy here. Okay, so this works really nice. So just do that. So that's pretty much it. So if you want to graph this on a single one, you feel free. It'll just take you the time to figure how to go. But this is the essentials. Okay. All right. So let me know how it's going, and wishing you the best on that. Okay. All right. So long.